What's going on? Welcome back to some more Vet React videos. And today we're going to be looking at a bunch of dumbasses with guns. And the reason why I decided we should look at these today is because, well, I've had one too many of these pop up on my social media platforms of people using guns the wrong way. So maybe this will help you not be such a dumbass. So check it out.
All right, now we have the 400 grain platinum tip and the 500 mag.
If you're ever going to prop your gun up like that, keep it unloaded. Don't ever prop a weapon up that's got a round in it unless you know for a fact that it's not going to go anywhere. And I honestly don't understand what he was thinking putting it there. If you're going to keep if you for some reason need the gun to be loaded and you can't unload the round out of the chamber and you need to set it down, point it downrange but at a area where nobody's at and you're not. Don't walk out in front of it. And I don't quite know if that was real or not because you didn't see any of the clothes tear or anything like that. So
Magnum, and Stephanie is going to give it a shot. All right, cock back that.
her arms are not locked out and she's fixing to eat that shit. Her stance is terrible.
Here we go. Oh.
You notice that she had a little bend in her arm? Like, if you're ever holding a gun, a pistol, any gun in general, mostly pistols, this is where it'll apply to a pistol more than anything, that is a very powerful pistol that you know is going to have a lot of recoil. Don't fucking jerk the pistol off with a loose hand. Fucking hold it. And keep a good angle in it, but like a firm one. Like keep it kind of punched out. Your left arm should be what's loose. The one, your strong hand, your primary hand, it should be locked out. Okay? Because that's the one that you're going to stop the recoil with.
You all right?
AK-47, 30 round shot movement, 30 round shot movement, ready to go straight up your bitch.
And we got some white dude that thinks he's a thug with a cheap ass AK from a pawn shop, loaded a live round, locked one in the chamber. Not going to end very well. And he went from being the biggest thug in the world to the biggest fucking idiot known to man. And his mom is going to let him know that, I'm sure, or his dad, whoever the fuck he lives with, because he doesn't live by himself. And if he lived in an apartment complex, he probably just killed 2 or 3 people if they were in the right place.
تجهز الهدف لتحت.
Oh, no.
I just fucking shot myself.
Okay, so this brings a great point to what I believe in when it comes to carrying a pistol, right? A lot of people like to appendix carry, right? They like to keep it in their front. They think they're a fucking dog. They're a thug. Okay, it's honestly fucking retarded. If he had it at a side holster, okay, it was an accident. But if that case were to happen, which it happens few and far between, if it shoots the outside of your leg, his reaction, I just fucking shot myself, right? It hurts. It sucks. But your main femoral artery is not on the outside of your fucking leg. It's on the inside of your leg. So with an appendix carry, you're pointing at 3 things, right? You're pointing, or 4 things. Your dick and your balls, or if you're a woman, you don't have to worry about that in general. But in case for women, you have 2 things you're worried about. Men, you have 3 things you're worried about. Fucking your femoral arteries and your reproductive organ, your dick and your nutsack, okay? You can either blow one off or you can die and bleed out. Because if you shoot yourself in the femoral artery and there's not somebody there on standby waiting for the fucking ambulance to be there, and I can guarantee you every one of your fucking friends does not know how to slow down femoral arterial bleeding, which most of my friends do, because we've all done this class hundreds and thousands of times. But yeah, if you shoot yourself in the femoral artery, by the time you get to a phone, call the ambulance, and the ambulance gets there, you're going to be dead because that femoral artery pumps out so much blood. It takes no time for your body to bleed every drop of blood out of that one artery. And if you do happen to not bleed bleed completely out, you're not going to be in good shape if you live for a hot minute, if at all. But I would much rather get shot on the outside of my leg than the inside of my leg any day.
Oh, son of a...
Some people wanted to know how to put the hammer back down after the hammer's already pulled with the bullet inside the chamber. So I'm going to show you guys. So what you do
Inside the
is
chamber.
when you pull the hammer back, so this gun's totally loaded, you have to push down the hammer before you even pull the trigger. And once you do that, it enables you to... Fuck.
Okay. So I don't have a hammer pistol to show you the proper way to do this, but we're going to make something makeshift, okay? Now, we're going to go back a little bit, actually. Okay, so you see how his thumb is placed on the actual part where you cock your fucking hammer back? Like the grooved part that's supposed to be anti-slip? Don't fucking ever do that. If you're going to if you have a revolver and you have the hammer cocked, right? You don't want to use that. Okay? I always put my thumb between the hammer and I put my thumb between here and that. There's two reasons why I do that, okay? Number one, if it does go off, it pinches your thumb. And it doesn't go off and take the chance of you blowing your goddamn brains out. Okay? Number two, if the fucking thing, and at that point, once you have it most of the way released, you can get it at a safe point, direction, safe area, and you can use your other hand to kind of slip your finger out and ease that trigger down. But if you're a professional and you don't think you need to do the fucking extra bullshit where you're sticking your thumb in between it, you know that little groove right there is what's going to help you more than anything. You sink your thumb into that groove nice and hard, and you just ease it. Don't ever do what this dipshit's doing. I don't know where the fuck he's from. Judging by his hat, looks like California. He needs to fucking keep his ass there, and he don't need to ever have a gun if he can't even handle a revolver. And that's another reason why they made hammerless revolvers, because people would keep them cocked in their fucking holster and all that shit. So, I mean, I don't know. That looks like a 357, maybe a 44 Magnum. I can't really tell, but whatever it was, it's a pretty decent sized round for him to have that size of a revolver and the chamber and all that good stuff. He knocked a pretty good hole in the wall, and his mom's gonna fucking kill him.
Once you do that, it enables you to...
Stupid.
Fuck.
That's why people don't need guns if they don't know they ain't been in the military. In the infantry. Oh, she just got scope ringed.
Oh, crap.
So that's honestly... That's not a... I wouldn't say that's a stupid moment. I lied. That is a very stupid moment. I want you to pay attention. Her shoulder, the top of her shoulder is up here. The stock is touching in one place, and that's right here. The stock needs to be embedded between your shoulder blade and it's somewhere between your shoulder blade and your pec muscle. It needs to be in there, and it needs to be pulled in tight. Not loosey-goosey. Otherwise, you're going to have this problem. I thought it was just she couldn't handle and her shooting stance. She's fucking back here on her knee. Like, no, that's asking to get fucked up. You're supposed to lean into it. That way it absorbs the recoil a lot better, and, you know, you're shooting the gun. The gun's not shooting you, if you will. Like, you're not fucking falling back. You're in control of the gun. The gun's not in control of you. That's what I was trying to get out. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's doing standing there letting all this happen, but he obviously needs to fucking get a class on a gun because he don't know what the fuck he's doing either. And unless he was just trying to joke and show her what happens, or maybe she was talking shit. But I highly doubt that situation. But I am for sure that they're all fucking idiots in this video. Oh, then he just takes the fucking gun away from her. Oh! Oh, yeah. He caught some kind of shrapnel to the face. So, there are several instances where this can happen, okay? Back in the day, if you had guns that got dipped into water, they've been known to completely explode, right? A lot of you old heads who've ever dropped a shotgun in water probably have experienced this. For those of you who haven't, I like myself, I've never experienced a gun blowing up because I've done everything the right way. And in this scenario, I think since it looks like it's fucking sunshine and rainbows and there's no fucking rain outside, the gun's not wet, it's not an old gun. I'm sure he probably put the wrong caliber bullet in there thinking it would shoot out, trying to pull some Demolition Ranch shit, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And Demolition Ranch, by the way, does everything correctly, so he's obviously not listening to them. But I don't know. I honestly think he just put the wrong sized he put the wrong caliber round in there on accident. Don't ever look in the barrel. Oh. Okay. So when you oh. So if number one, he's shooting that close to the fucking target, that's no. You need to be back a little bit further. You're never going to shoot something that close unless it's already been shot and it's dying and you're trying to put it out of its misery. Number two, he shot, and at first it was a misfire, right? But there are some shells that are made that have a very slow burning powder, and it's only a few shells, and it depends on the name brand too. This guy obviously looks like he's buying cheap shit if he shot twice and it took a second to burn, right? And the fact he looked down the barrel. You don't ever look down the barrel. Unless unless it's completely empty and you know it, and even then I don't look down the barrel. If I'm going to look down the barrel, I look down the barrel from either the side or I take it apart and look at it straight on after it's been disassembled. Yeah, no, don't ever look down a barrel, and don't ever shoot at something that close with a shotgun because, contrary to popular belief, those pellets do ricochet and they will hit you, and it does not feel good. I've actually had a ricochet happen a number of times, and doesn't feel all that great. He'll be lucky if his face is not gone. And it looks like it did get him in the face. No, I don't think so.
This is a Glock 40. 50 Cent, Too Short, all of them talk about Glock 40. Okay, I'm the only one in this room professional enough that I know of to carry this Glock 40. I'm the only one.
Obviously, he's not professional enough, and I honestly don't think that dude is in any kind of police department because of his fucking hair. I've never seen cops with dreadlocks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen a cop with dreadlocks like that, okay? And he's not professional because if he was professional, he would have never racked around in the chamber while he's showing them something, right? And that would not have happened. And it doesn't matter. A lot of people say, oh, well, it could have just went off on its own. Guns don't go off on their own. They don't. Guns, that is the one contrary to... Oh, I'm completely sorry. I didn't even see the chat going on right here. Did bro shoot his foot or not? So, I served in Fort Hood, Texas. I was there for 3 years. And in the process of doing that, I was going to reenlist to go to Fort Benning, and I caught a disease, and now they're med boarding me out. So that's currently what I'm waiting for now is paperwork. But yeah, this dude obviously not professional enough. I don't know what he's thinking at all. So, it's just I can't believe, and he did that in front of kids too. And these kids are supposed. If he is a cop, These kids are like looking at this dude like, I would not trust this dude to fucking to. I wouldn't trust this dude to fucking guard my dog. Like, these kids don't know. And not only that, but imagine what the teachers down the hall are thinking right now. They're freaking the fuck out because they think there's somebody in there shooting. Wait a minute. He's got a DEA patch on the back and police on the front.
No more. Is everybody all right? You all right?
He's flagging the shit out of his fucking buddy. Like, I'm not like when you're messing with any weapon whatsoever. Even when I show my fiance things she can do with her weapon, how to draw and stuff like that, and kind of punch out, and how to orient herself with the weapon, so that way there's no mistake of where you're shooting. We never have once pointed guns at each other. And when we were in basic training in Fort Benning way back in the day, I say way back in the day, it wasn't that long ago, but it's a Southern thing that we say. If you flag somebody and a drill sergeant sees it, our drill sergeants would go fucking nuts. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you're not supposed to flag your battle buddy and cuss you out. No, we had a dude get fucking slammed. We had a dude get punched in the helmet. We had a dude get fucking thrown across the fucking hallway for doing it. I mean, they go nuts on you for that shit. And I don't honestly think this is real, because there's no fucking way that he's sitting there in front of that. You can stand behind him and throw it. When you're shooting ski, you're supposed to have that weapon oriented in the ground, okay? There's reasons for that, because obviously there's going to be people shooting down range and there's people behind you, right? If you have it aimed, if you have it at the ground and it goes off, it goes off. You may have a little ricochet, but it's not going to kill anybody. And they usually have a box parallel to you, or to your right, or to your left, and you stand behind a line or a fence or a rope, and they're also behind that rope, and they shoot the clay discs. And there's some instances where they throw them out of the box by hand, and that's okay, but don't be these idiots. Like, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is bullshit, but look how he's starting off. Wait. Okay, he's already aiming at him. You don't fucking do that. Ever. Like, you don't aim any gun at anybody, even if it's not loaded. Throws it. He throws it as he's saying pull. And then he goes right back to it. He got peppered, dude. If that was real, he got peppered like a motherfucker. I can't believe people are that dumb to think that you can point guns at each other like that. Now, of course, these are older videos, but still. It carries over into the day. I don't know what happened there. I can't even see what kind of weapon he's shooting. It looks like he may have dislocated his shoulder. Okay, so this is actually not a stupid moment. Contrary to popular belief, there's some things I would change about this to prevent that from happening. Number one, she's standing back here, leaned back. Let me try to get the same angle she is. She's like, she's like this, right? She's like leaned all the way back, and she's like fixing to shoot, and then you've got fucking, her feet are planted like sideways at an angle, and then she's like leaned back. Like, you don't fucking do that. You're gonna fucking shoot a gun. This is your stock. You're gonna put it in, right? You're gonna hold it, and you're gonna put one foot back. I usually put my primary foot back, and my my right foot back, left foot front. Just depends on how you want to shoot. You're gonna fucking lean into it every single time. It don't matter what weapon it is. If it's got a stock, you're leaning into it. Number one, that recoil is gonna take it. You're gonna take the recoil a lot better than you are when than what she just did there. There's no sense, and I don't know what she's thinking, and I don't know who's teaching her to shoot these guns, but they are doing it. entirely wrong. They need to definitely reassess themselves. But that was probably a 12 gauge or higher. Oh, this should be interesting. Again, not leaning into the weapon. Okay? If you're at any range whatsoever, alright. So this dude is, if this is the weapon I'm thinking of, if this is an original M60, right? Same one they use in Vietnam. It shoots 30-06, right? So that's a 30 caliber round. For those of you who don't know what a 30-06 is, I'm going to show you. So pardon me being in my pajamas. It's a Saturday, so we're kind of chilling out today for a little bit, and she's doing her college work. But this is a live 50 cal round, okay? I'm 6'1". I can't really tell you how big my hands are, but that is a 50 cal round in correlation with my hand. Pretty big fucking bullet, right? Now this is a 3-round magazine for a deer rifle of 30-06 Hornady SST ballistic tips, right? Now I know it's exponentially smaller, but if we want to get real, a little more in depth, I guess you could say, not really in depth, but this is a 9mm and this is a 30-06, right? This is shooting these rapidly. Now I'm sure they're not the same quality, the same grain and stuff like that. There may be some differentiation there, but like a 30-06 is a pretty decent round for to shoot rapid like that. I mean, that's not something I would prefer to shoot rapidly all the time. Which 7.62 isn't much better, and that's what the military had went to, of course, a while back. But if it's shooting 30-06, which from the recoil, it looks like it's shooting that. Hell yeah. 22 is actually not a bad round if you use it for the right thing. 22s are pretty, if you utilize them correctly and you're shooting at the right game, you'll get it every time. Australia? Hell yeah. I've always wanted to meet somebody from Australia. Never got the opportunity to. I think I saw we saw some foreign soldiers come in and out of the DFAC back in Fort Hood, but they were like French and something else. But I always thought it'd be cool to visit Australia, just to visit. But we'll get there one day. But yeah, this dude's definitely not. Anyway, kind of got sidetracked there. But yeah, he's shooting a 30 cal round, a rapid fire, and he's sitting there just like loosey goosey. Number one, that bipod should have something. It should have this in front of it, and it should be up on like a higher platform than what he's got it on now. He should be using those bipods, because those bipods are meant to be like for you to lean into. That's what they're supposed to be meant for. Okay? And you can, that's their primary purpose, okay? To set it down and lean into it. Because otherwise, if you're just fucking standing there holding it like he is, you're going to suffer this. Yeah, the way that sounds, that's either 7.62 or 30-06. And there's a Haji shooting some weird shit. That dude's shooting stance is fucking garbage too. And if these are the people that are testing the rifles that they're trying to sell, like, I'm not gonna lie. So, like, I don't know how you guys do it, but the way it sounds, like this dude's from Australia, he's talking about what his weapon, what the weapons they used are. But like the AUGs, I've always wanted to shoot one. Either I don't know if y'all use 5.56 in them. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. From my recollection, it's 5.56. But yeah, in the Army we use semi-automatic all the time, unless you just absolutely have to use it. Now there's times where we do mag dump, have a good time at a range, but like, yeah, I think that would. So it's like you're saying like yours. Oh, okay, got you. But that gun is just crazy. Oh no. If it's not a pistol, don't shoot it with one hand ever. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen when people try to one-hand shit that's not meant to be shot one-handed. Like, he should have known that was coming. Because I guarantee you he has fucking lotiony hands, soft hands that have never actually, worked a day in their life. And if he has, well, he's still a fucking idiot. He doesn't have grip strength and he's just in the wrong in general because the dude's trying to shoot a shotgun, no matter what gauge, 20, 16, 12, those are your common gauges. You don't shoot it one-handed like that, ever. That looks like a Deagle, 50 cal. And that's why you wear safety glasses. A lot of people don't really think much about safety glasses. They don't want to wear them. But I still have my iPro that I had from the fucking military. Now, the ones I had originally... Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Sorry, I'm like all over the place right now. But, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Safety glasses. So the ones I had issued to me in basic training, they're your little something buzzfly or buzzsaw or something like that. They got scratched up really bad, and it was cheaper to buy ESS shooting glasses or your military iPro as they call them. It's cheaper to buy a new set of them than it was to buy the lenses. Because not only did the ESS come with the frame, and they were also tan, which I love fucking tan. I mean, my pistol is tan. Huh. I didn't know that. That's probably why why it's a secret base, is because even I don't even know that. And I was in the Army. And it also depends. Could be a soft base, could be a Ranger. I don't know. All I know is I don't fucking know where that is or ever heard of it. So that's a pretty cool fact. Learn something new every day. But yeah. Shrapnel, any gun, ever. Every time I go to the range, I wear shooting glasses. I usually like to go on a sunny day. That's interesting. Again, learn something new every day. I didn't even know about it. But hey, more power to you. You know about it. Rock on. But even with well, I done wore the paint off of this. Right, being in the holster, it looks like. I'm gonna have to clean that. But anyway, I love the tan color anything. I always have. I always thought it was cool as shit. Even I have a Springfield Hellcat concealed carry that I conceal carry all the time, and it's tan and black. But anyway, the iPro, right? It's a lot cheaper. It came with the frame, the lens, a clear lens, and then 2 more lenses that came with it. And I think you could get them in either the orange. Sure, why not? I actually might look into it. But it came with 4 different lenses and the frame. So I mean, that was a lot cheaper to me than buying one lens. So, shrapnel is a big thing, even if it's not nothing crazy.
Fancy. Right now we have the Desert Eagle 50 cal.
Nothing fancy.
Right.
What did he say?
Hey there, guys. Nuts are fancy. Right.
Nuts are fancy? Nothing fancy. Nuts are fancy.
Now we have the Desert Eagle 50 caliber pistol, and we're going to do a full review on it. We're going to show you the pros, the cons. All of us are going to shoot it. It's just going to be great. Not a lot of people know all the ins and outs about this pistol, and you know, we're going to...
And apparently he doesn't know the ins and outs of it either. Let's see if he had his finger on the trigger.
This pistol, and you know, we're going to...
Okay. Just for educational purposes, Pine Gap. I'm going to do some research, see what I can find. I'm actually curious about that. So just for educational purposes, I'm going to show you something with my own concealed carry pistol, okay? Just so everybody knows, magazine's out. It's fixing to be unloaded, right? Weapon is unloaded. As you can fucking see, there's nothing in the chamber. And I don't know if I can point it in a direction where you can't see it, but I'm not going to point it at my head. But it's empty. Nothing coming out. When you're aiming any pistol whatsoever, your finger should be up here. It should never be in the trigger wheel unless you are about to shoot. Ever. Don't ever put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to shoot your target, whatever the target may be. This guy had it on the fucking trigger, and I want to see if I can rewind it and kind of show you. You can barely see it, but his finger's wrapped, and you can't see it. It would be different if it was interlocked, but it's obviously
Now
in the
it's
trigger
about
wheel.
this-
Now you can kind of see a little bit better. It's still in the trigger wheel.
Pistol, and
See? Right there. He had it out, and it was still within the trigger wheel, and then he kind of pulled it back. And I don't know if he was trying to do it on purpose to make it funny, but
you know,
put the safety off. And when he was trying to take the safety off, he was squeezing as he was doing that. Hey, there's no judgment here. We've all been there. I used to be a drunk when I was in the Army. Most people who are in the Army, contrary to popular belief, are all drunk because they're fucking miserable. But then they come out of it, and then they're just not miserable. They just adapt. That's all I'm gonna say. But
What the fuck? God almighty, man. What kind of holster did you have, Eddie?
okay, I think that was set up because I don't know. That seemed I don't know. I would have that same reaction, but I would have done it a lot quicker than oh, he just shot it. You know. Hell yeah. I'm a whiskey guy. I'm not a rum guy. I've always preferred whiskey and beer. But I'm sure if you haven't seen yet, I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but Bud Light, Budweiser, all that, they decided to put a special transgender on their can and lost $5 billion in profit. So now nobody drinks their shit, but you know, that's why I was like, I'm just glad I'm a whiskey person. You know, I might have a beer every now and then if it's offered, but no, I'm not drinking. I drink whiskey.
You're good.
Or bourbon. Okay. Let's see what that was about.
You're good.
So, a sawed-off, a little pistol grip shotgun. Not even a pistol grip, but a sawed-off. They sawed the stock off. Looks like they rounded it off. Okay. I like your ideology, man. I couldn't agree more. All right. So we're going to stop right about here. Okay. So I want you to pay attention to this. He never had that gun completely parallel. Had he had it parallel and was gripping it properly and his arm was locked out, it may have still flipped back. But he has a lot longer time to get out of the way versus when it's already like, I'll give you a better example here. So this fucking dude's like, he's got it here and he's got the gun angled up. I'm trying to get an example, but you gotta get what I'm saying. He's got it angled up, right? He never fully extends his arm and levels it out. Because even though this and this is not that much of a distance, it could be a lot of more time to get out of the way if it happens to do it. But when you level it out, the weight of the barrel helps keep it down, along with you locking your arm out, And tendon lockout is a very important thing when you're shooting any weapon, no matter how you're shooting it. Tendon lockout is very important. You know, I think we should. I would say, and don't take this wrongly, but I think we should start incorporating some of Australia's ideology. I mean, if they have beer and work meetings, hey, that is all I would ask for. That's all I would ask for. Honestly, that would be awesome if we had that here. But no, everybody's soft over here, and it's retarded. But yeah, tendon lockout. Always remember that. And some tendon lockout also helps stabilize the weapon when you're trying to shoot at a longer distance. While you're standing up or on a knee, tendon lockout helps keep your shots more accurate, and it also prevents this from happening. People shooting one-handed. He's not living in an apartment complex, and he's lucky he got out of the way when he did. And I don't even know what the hell he was shooting. I don't know what he did wrong because I can't see, but he's fucking stupid. Bro, his barrel just blew off. What is he? I don't know what he did. It was not a shooter's error. I mean, he did everything. He had the right form and everything, presented it, was kind of sort of leaned forward, not leaned backwards. There was no, I don't know if he just had a faulty gun or if the gun was just worn out or if they just didn't secure the pin the right way that holds the barrel together. I don't know. It could be a lot of things in that scenario, but it definitely was not shooter's error. Oh, he... For this video here, you're not fucking cool if you wave around a fucking Draco, which is literally just a fucking AK-74 looking weapon. I don't know why they call it a Draco. I don't think it's just some stupid slang bullshit. But you're not cool waving a fucking gun around in front of you behind your buddy's back and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, none of the, like, people who are thugs don't aim the weapon properly. So when you see all these movies and these shows of these dudes fucking sideways shooting their fucking gun, acting all stupid and shit like a bunch of fucking retards, and they don't hit shit. They never do. They won't ever hit shit. Now, it's one thing, you know, if you're... It's one thing if you're just messing around as in a joke, not planning on shooting something, you know, making fun of somebody or something, and the gun's unloaded. But when you're doing this shit in real life and you're holding your weapon like this, you have no fucking aim. All the people holding the shit all floppy and shit, and they fucking shoot like this in real life. A lot of people freak out, and I'll be quite frank with you. I would much rather walk out into the middle, walk in a gun range at a military installation. I would trust every one of those soldiers for me to walk across those lanes and them not shoot me versus these idiots trying to fucking shoot me. I mean, number one, they're not going to hit shit. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, it helps get shots off faster or it looks cool. I don't give a shit how it looks. You fucking point a gun sideways at me, I'm 2 in the chest, 1 in the head, and whatever the fuck else I'm going to do. I'm going to dump 13 rounds of 9mm into your fucking soul and put you on a goddamn t-shirt. Don't fucking... Fuck that shit. Yeah. I don't know. It's... Most of them, like the Dracos, they're fucking cheap pawn shop. They're not fucking real, most of them. Some of them are. Some of them are, I'm not going to say Draco, but they're fucking, they're an AK platform that shoots a 5.56, which obviously would be fake because most of your most of your actual AK-74s, as they call them, like everybody knows in Call of Duty, AK-74, your AK-47, they shoot 7.62 or they'll shoot 5.45 depending on the country of origin and stuff like that. Most Dracos are just some cheap pawn shop bullshit to look cool in a music video. That's not a Draco, that's a shotgun. He's still a fucking idiot.
Swag, bitch.
Yeah, he was all swag until he shot a hole in his mom's fucking wall. Now he's gonna get his ass beaten, if not put in jail for killing somebody who's across the street. Because walls ain't made out of shit anymore. Again, lean back. Not a good idea.
No, it won't.
Hey, shit. Glad that was a single shot. Because if that would have come any closer, it would have took top of her head off.
Come on.
Again, leaning back. You don't ever lean back with any gun that you have a stock on. Okay, so I wouldn't call this stupid. He locked out. Okay. Now he's standing stiff as a board, right? But he's still locked out, and he could have leaned into it and made it a little bit better. And I think it was just a surprise to him more than anything. Because he controlled the recoil. As soon as he got it down, he pointed it away and kept it pointed away. I wouldn't say he's stupid. I would just say fix your shooting stance. And then I think he just pointed at his buddies. He pointed in the general vicinity of his buddies. Not smart. This problem happens more often than not in the military. People do not secure the barrel properly. And when they fire that, and sometimes they don't even fire the round. Sometimes they'll when they send the bolt home to lock around in the chamber, it will throw the barrel out. I'm not sure what a ping generator is. You have to elaborate that for me, because I don't know what that is, and triple barrel shotgun seems pretty straightforward. But this problem here with a 50 cal barrel flying out of a 50 cal machine gun happens a lot more often than a lot of people want to believe. And the reason why I say that is because privates will not secure the barrel properly. They never do. I mean, when I was running team leader, I was a team leader for a hot minute. And before, of course, NCOs were coming in and they needed those positions for leadership time. But even then, they would just put me instead of alpha team leader as Bravo team leader. And I stayed a team leader throughout most of my military career. And due to the fact I kept having surgeries and medical problems, every time I would try to go to the board, I would be in a hospital, which was actually not very long before having this liver disease that I have. But they won't secure the barrel. We actually had a private during EIB one time. This was when I was also coming out of my surgery, and they wanted me to still work even though I was on a profile. We're not going to talk about who that was or where it was at because I don't want anybody getting their feelings hurt. But they just shoved the barrel in. They didn't push it in and twist. They just shoved it in. And they fucking sent the bolt home, and the barrel goes pew, way the fuck out there. No, okay. I'm stupid. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Honestly, dude, if I could find a decent M1 Garand that's not fake, that's not, even if it's a restored one, but from an original platform, I would be happy with it. I've always wanted an M1 Garand, so that's probably would be like one of my next big purchases because it's just the look of it, the feel of it, everything. That and a Mosin Nagant. I would love one of those as well. Those would be awesome. I'm not sure what just popped up, but I heard some noises. Oh, that guy. Okay. Appreciate the follow, man, though. For real. That's awesome. I do love the M1 Garand, though. And these are the Marines, too, it looks like. Again, right here. I hit it a little too late. Right here. This should be... the top of the stock should be right here. It should not be, no. I don't know where people think this is okay. Yeah, if I could ever get my hands, even if I never bought a Mosin Nagant or bought an M1 Garand, I would just love to shoot them, honestly, because I've always been a huge fan of them ever since I actually saw one and was not able to shoot it, but we were at a range, and the range, or there was a gun shop. The gun shop had a range, and I was like, dude, I want to hold that gun. He's like, well, you can't shoot it, but you can hold it. And I was like, okay, fine. And I held it, and I've been in love with them ever since. I saw both of them in that store and held both of them. I've always loved them. Those things are amazing. But yeah, back to this. This is wrong. And anybody who shoots a gun and has done it regularly, they know this is going to end in something bad. So let's see what happens. Whoop! Right over the shoulder. What the fuck is that on the front of it? Oh, that was a strap. Luckily, the strap caught her.
Minigun. His little pea shooter.
Is that like a 44 Magnum? Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
He got fucking whacked in the forehead. Again, arms bent. There's no tendon lockout. His arm's bent. Of course it's going to come back because it's not locked out. Okay, so a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean by locked out? Well, imagine bench pressing, okay? And as you go up, they add more weight. And as you go and you pause, they add more weight, okay? So if you lock your arm completely out, right, and you're bench pressing and they throw the weight on, it's not, you have a little bit of time before you realize, I'm not going to do this. Meanwhile, if you have your fucking arms bent, they throw that weight on, boom, it's going to land on you, right? That's the best way I can picture it. I mean, lock your arms out when you're shooting a pistol. I don't care what caliber it is. That looks like a Dishka. Oh, dear God. Well, I'm not going to say anything on their behalf because they don't even have good enough standards to raise their own kids to not shoot people. So we're not even going to go into there. What's that? Yeah, so this fucking guy is supposed to be instructing people how to shoot these guns, but almost shoots himself in the face and then continues to rant like nothing happened.
Did you mean 44 Magnum? Shoot it single action.
He keeps going. He's like, bam, and then points it right back out. It's like, what? And then keeps talking, like everybody didn't see it miraculously. What a dumbass.
Did you mean to do that? Yeah.
If this is what people are relying on to teach them, I feel sorry for you. If you see this happen, just leave. He said nothing happened. Yeah, apparently nothing did happen.
Shoot it single action. Did you mean to do that? Yeah.
Did you mean to do that? Yeah. Just acts like nothing happened whatsoever. That's golden right there. Oh Lord. The swear. The people that teach people how to shoot guns, they are probably some of the most special people in the world because half of them have not shot a variety of weapons. They've only shot one or two, decided they wanted to get a certificate, and then they decided to teach other people how to shoot that gun, and they still haven't shot that gun themselves. A good rule of thumb to have is before you purchase a gun, go to a range and shoot it, okay? Always. Don't ever fire a gun. Don't ever buy a gun or, use a gun that you haven't shot yourself. Okay? Because there's a lot of things that you could go and you could buy a brand new Springfield Hellcat from a fucking gun shop, whatever it may be. You could walk out and go to shooting and it will just disassemble. And guess what? You may or may not have a warranty. So you just threw however much that pistol costs right in the trash. I bought mine. Exactly. Like, there's dudes all over the place. Like, I mean, that guy, I probably shot more rounds than them. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Exactly. Because I mean, there's a lot of people who grow up on farms. There's a lot of people that grow up like me. I grew up on a farm with plenty of acres to shoot guns. I've done everything, you know, that most people wouldn't have the opportunity to do. Working on a farm, working for a logging company, welding, all that good stuff. I've mastered all of those things to an extent. There's some things I can't do, like TIG weld. Fuck that. That's too much work. Too much hand-eye coordination to be worried about. But yeah, I had an opportunity, and it sounds like he did too. Yeah, see, grew up on a farm where you could shoot whenever you wanted to, and nobody was going to say anything because you're out in the middle of BFE. You're not in a city limit. You're not worried about your neighbor calling the cops on you because you have land and it's private land and you can shoot whatever the fuck you want whenever you want. So I mean, like, if you're going to buy a gun, be sure to shoot it first. Okay? Lock your arms out, tenon lockout. And if you have an instructor, or if you think you have an instructor, just pay close attention to how he works. And you'll sort of catch on the longer you sit with him. Just kind of watch videos on it, or you better yet find somebody that you know was prior service who is in the infantry and talk to them. Most of them will tell you what's right and what's wrong if they actually paid attention, right? So, yeah, I mean, we've had several instances, dude, like on the farm where we would actually, this kind of ties into it halfway. We would be shooting and it's around fall, it's starting to become calving season and, late August, early September and after, and, later on, when fall starts turning into winter, sometimes they'll calve again, depending on, how we offset our bulls and our pastures and stuff. But like these dudes, we'd be out there shooting, whatever we're shooting at, whether it's target practice for squirrel season or, practice for crow hunting because crows are a nuisance over there. And, yeah, I do have a Discord. I will actually go in here now and paste it in the chat so you know where it is. Let's see here. Okay. What do you mean, like my personal Discord to like chat, or like you talking about like my own little streaming Discord? I'm still new to this, but it will not let me paste. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to do this a different way. Well, one day we'll have to hop on a game somewhere, and we'll have to play a game sometime, talk about it, all that good stuff. Let's see. I gotta find the damn thing again. I used to be good at this internet shit, but now I do not. It's not. There you go. That's my Discord name. So if we're ever on and hanging out, or me and the boys are playing, feel free to hop on. But yeah, again, rule of thumb. That's not bad though. If you're first, if you can hit a moving target like a rabbit like that, and what he means by I don't know what he means by midair unless the rabbit was in midair or whatever, but like if you're good at shooting a moving target, I mean you've got some skill. You could hone it and make it even better. That's how I think of everything. But again, general rule of thumb, always lock out, tenon lock out. Don't be afraid to practice handling the weapon on your own time. Do it unloaded. If you're going to handle the weapon, always do it unloaded. Treat every weapon as if it was loaded. Don't put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to shoot the target you are pointing at. and don't point your weapon at something you don't intend to shoot. Those are the 3 ones. Hell yeah. But those are 3 good rules to use in any weapon that you're using. But I'm going to have to get off here. We got some stuff we got to take care of at the house here. And yeah, we will see y'all either tomorrow, this evening, sometime. Just look out for it, and we'll either be doing this or we'll playing some kind of video game. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And we'll also be on my YouTube at Blake for Days 1. So if you want to watch it again, feel free to check it out. But until then, see you.